In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down Chris Paul and some of the biggest secrets that he has that we can utilize in our own game. Let's get down. Let's check out Chris Paul. He is one of the top point guards of all time in the NBA because he is one fantastic NBA player and fantastic point guard. Okay, so what can we really gain from this clip? Well, first off, watch his feet right here where he hops off and then he crosses into, of course, his crossover. He goes between Garuba's legs. That's totally fine. I'm not going to say to do that. However, the footwork on the crossover is important. So when he does this quick jab over towards that right side, he takes the dribble at the exact same time. At that point, he then keeps his hand on top of the ball and hops off of his left foot. That is going to give him the balance when he goes towards that left side. When he does this hop, he pushes off of that left foot. He basically goes left foot to left foot and then he pushes off. This is extremely important, and this lead foot, watch where it points. It goes and points towards the direction where he wants to go. Of course, here he does dribble through the legs of Garuba. However, the next piece of information that we're going to really grab from this secret is the footwork and handwork that he uses so that he can pull this shot off quickly. And that is, he gets his hand on it when his right foot is on the ground. He takes a quick hop left-right because at this point, he still hasn't gathered the ball. He gathers that ball when he's in the air. He has no feet on the ground at this point, which means that he can take a gather step and then he can actually step in and kick his foot down for the shot. And that's what we see here. Now for this shot, because he was going towards this right side, he's actually putting a lot of his weight on that left leg. Obviously, he's looking at that rim, and because his right foot was slightly behind his left, he actually slightly kicks it out at this point. When he goes up for his shot, we can see that his elbow, when going up into his shot, doesn't have all that much movement. And when he goes for the release, that is when you'll see the movement in his elbow. You want to have the least amount of movement as possible, and going from his gather up into his shot, there was no movement in the elbow. All there was the hinge on his shoulder. He also has a high release, which makes it a lot harder for teams to try to block his shot. Now he uses the Sham God move here, but it's a fantastic move because as soon as he dribbles that ball high, you want to change the height of your dribbles all the time. That really throws off the defenders. That drops that left defender down trying to steal that ball. And when he does that quick crossover to his right hand, because he originally dribbled that ball on the left side of his body and his right hand went to gather that ball, that's the Sham God move, he's able to then push off of his right foot because he's going towards that right side so that he can be balanced left-right up into his shot. I cannot stress this enough. Your footwork is extremely important here. Being able to push off and hop off that right foot, right as we can see right here, and having your feet pointed in the direction as to where you want to go, left, right into his shot, tilting his body, kicking his foot out so that he can get his shoulder and elbow in line, all perfect examples of a great shot. On the fast break even, he is a fantastic passer. Here he's going across that key, but he notices right here, just before he gets that ball, he tilts his head really quickly to look right there at the defense. Obviously, he's looking at the ball too, but he's looking at the defense to see what they're doing. He still has his head pointing roughly in that direction so that in his peripherals, he can see this man and he can see his man. And because of that, he's able to then continue through, and he does not turn around for this pass. He passes as a drop pass behind him to his teammate, who's then able to finish with the dunk. You don't always need to be squared up to the player you're passing to. You want to be able to pass any way that's possible so that you can get your teammates open for layups or dunks. These passes are super underrated. These drop-off passes, I like using them in the post even though I'm a guard, and they can really help you get a ton of assists. Now, coming off of a staggered screen, Chris Paul is able to get this pass through because he passed behind his back. I do not want you to be limited to only one-hand or two-hand passes in the direction as to where you're facing. You need to be able to make these passes because they are super useful. He could have taken an extra dribble and got that pass through, but that would have given even more time for help side defenders or a hedge man to try to stop that roll from happening. So by getting that ball passed behind his back, gets Bismack Biyombo the ball much earlier so that Bismack Biyombo can just take 2 steps and attack the rim. If Chris Paul waited one more dribble, this could have been a charge on that weak side. Because he was able to get that pass through, it allowed Bismack Biyombo to get that dunk. And if you're attacking the rim, you don't always have to go up for the shot. Here, yes, he was thinking shot, but he had a defender coming over who was contesting it and leaving wide open 3-point shots available. You have to understand that, yes, this is a 2-point shot. It could be a high percentage shot, but guess what? What's even better? A high percentage 3. Because a high percentage open 3 is, of course, a better option than a high percentage open mid-range. You're going to shoot the exact same percentage most likely from either spot. And being able to go from the wing and up the middle on a fast break is extremely important. Being able to also misdirect the defense, looking in this direction, squaring your body up towards the sideline, and then watching your teammate who cuts towards the basket and watching the defender who's overplaying, being able to get those passes through, because guess what? If this defender here is not looking at what you are doing, which means that he is not standing in front and keeping an eye on both players, that means that he's overplaying this guy. If that happens, get that pass through. He's not going to see it. Believe me. He's not looking at you. He's not going to see the ball. And because of that, that then allows his man to get open, because now look where that defender is looking. He's still trying to figure out where that pass went. Well, guess what? The pass went to his man, and now he's out of position, and of course, Chris Paul gets the assist. So if you are a point guard or somebody with the ball, and you notice that a defender has turned their back to you, and you have a teammate who's cutting towards the basket, this is not a risky pass. Yes, this is a tight pass, but if you are anywhere close to being accurate, you'll be able to get that pass through and get the assist. I hope that this video has helped you become a better basketball player. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.